Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Things are heating up in the transfer market, and it's looking a lot more likely that we're going to get a couple of players out the door, but also maybe a player that wasn't even in the conversation a month ago into Chelsea Football Club, Xavi Simons. Yeah, we've spoken about him a couple of times in the past few days regarding his contract situation at RB Leipzig. They paid about 50 million for him. He was only signed on a 2-year contract. And that's why a year into his deal, obviously, he's performed very well. He's not renewing his deal. And they are happy on both sides to go their separate ways, which means a small profit for RB Leipzig, most likely, because they are going to want to make a little bit more. But nonetheless, a bargain for any club that's willing to invest anywhere around sort of 55 to 60 million pounds. That is the price tag that we're looking at to get a real serious conversation going with RB Leipzig. Now, it's already been reported that there is a lot of movement for Xavi Simons, specifically from Chelsea. The situation is expected to develop soon. Fabrizio Romano said the price can be under £60 million with talks to follow soon. Chelsea and Arsenal are aware of the situation and are both very interested. Bayern Munich also remain keen. But again, it seems like we are the front runners in this transfer, because then we had another update from Plettigol saying Chelsea has a serious interest in Xavi Simons, and talks between the club and players' camp have already started. No club-to-club talks yet. Chelsea is currently the most concrete option. So again, Fabrizio Romano's coming out saying there's a number of clubs interested, but Plettigol's saying that Chelsea are the front runners as it stands. And that is always a positive. One thing that Chelsea are very good at is when they want a player, they're very good at sweetening them up, getting in touch, staying in touch, making sure everything's agreed on that side before even thinking about dealing with the club. This is the case, I don't know if you remember, with Victor Osimhen when we wanted to sign him. Yeah, everyone was saying, why aren't Chelsea putting a bid in for the player so that we can see what Napoli want? But it was never about that. If you can't agree terms with the player, there's no point trying to agree terms with the club. But I think this is a situation that will be resolved. I think Xavi Simons, if he had to choose between the three clubs, I honestly think Chelsea is a very attractive offer because he's a young player. He's he's never played in the Premier League. He's got a lot of potential, but he's fulfilled a lot of potential as well, because it's not like he's had a bad spell in Germany. He's actually been very, very good out there. And this is a player who wants regular game time, and I think he can get it. People have thrown the name of Eze. Can Chelsea maybe hijack that deal from Arsenal? Because we could certainly use another winger, or Morgan Rogers, who would cost 80 or 90 million pounds. But this represents with Xavi Simons a more viable option, a more opportunistic signing, which is what Chelsea are all about. We are literally the only club in world football that just keep getting those opportunities. We keep doing it. Even if it doesn't work, we're going to go for it. If the price is right, the price is right. And I think that a lot of people would say this. If Xavi Simons wanted to leave Leipzig and he still had 3-4 years left on his contract and they were open to selling him for a certain price, that price would be a lot higher than 56 million pounds, a lot higher than 60 million pounds. Okay, because that's the range we're looking at. So you have to look at it from a Chelsea perspective and say, well, if we did buy him, could we sell him for more? And it's a lot of money. But I think the answer is yes. And that is ultimately what Chelsea want. They want to be able to protect their assets and know that if it doesn't work out, can we still get our money back? And I think in this case, with a supremely talented youngster, I think it works well on both sides. So, yeah, it would. I think it would be a great signing for us at a great price. And it's a statement signing as well, even though he's young. It's not just about signing young players with potential. Otherwise, Chelsea fans, everyone would have been on board with this project straight away. But this is a ready-made signing in itself in terms of the performances that we've seen over the past couple of years from Xavi Simons. They've been very, very good. I guess the only problem is Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, what am I talking about? Is the German league. So can he do in the Premier League what he's done in Germany? Timo Werner and Nkunku, Kai Havertz. We'll see. We got to get it done first. But look, from my perspective, it's a thumbs up. I have no problem with this deal. And then in terms of the other side, players leaving the club, I just want to give you an update on Carney Chukwuemeka. Chelsea are still closing doors to a loan move for Carney Chukwuemeka. They want to get rid of him on a permanent deal. So there's not going to be any loan deal as it stands unless, listen, you have to get rid of the guy. You got other options. That's the way Chelsea seem to be looking at it. We're also assessing different loan options for Aaron Anselmino, the centre-back. He will not be joining Strasbourg. So we've already seen, obviously, Mamadou Sarr going to Strasbourg on loan. We already signed him from Strasbourg. So he's going to be getting more game time out in France. It looks like there'll be a different option for Aaron Anselmino. But then moving on, we have had some movement for Renato Veiga as well. Atletico Madrid made a second offer to Chelsea for Renato Veiga, £30 million. The club are in talks. This is according to a number of sources, including L'Equipe. The 30 million wasn't just straight, it included bonuses as well. Okay, so bonuses are included in that deal. Fabrizio Romano then reported not long ago at all that Veiga said yes to Atletico Madrid. There's no issues in terms of personal terms, but Chelsea are looking for more than £30 million. We insist on a package reaching £35 million with add-ons included. The direct talks are ongoing. Now, with another update again from Matt Moretto, an Italian journalist, said that we are in talks to agree on the final amount for the possible transfer of Veiga. And again, we are holding firm on our valuation of £35 million, including add-ons. So there is a good chance that Renato Veiga will be going to Atletico Madrid. If I'm honest, I thought maybe Bayern Munich would be the front runners. I thought that the players' side, it would probably be more of a preference, playing slightly more attacking football. But from Vega's side, I guess game time is game time. And if there is a club out there that wants you, you got to go out and take that opportunity. And fair play to Atletico Madrid. Generally speaking, when they sign these types of players, you know, they spend money quite well. I quite like the way Atletico Madrid do business, and we've had some success selling to them with Conor Gallagher in the past. So look, hopefully this deal can happen, and I think if it does, it represents a really, really good concrete idea of a way that could lead the footballing world in terms of how you can do business, building a squad, but also signing players with a real intention of, if we get the right amount offered to us, then we can sell them and make a significant profit. And we've done that with Madueke. We made a pretty small profit with Petrovic, but a profit nonetheless. And we're down again to make a significant profit on Veiga, almost tripling what we spent on him. So, I mean, how can you say that's bad business in a financial sense? You can't. Maybe on a footballing side, you would argue that Veiga's still able to help us. We need cover for Cucurella, and you know that's why we're looking at Hasso. But if a player doesn't want to be a part of this squad, then don't be here. That's what Maresca said, isn't it? He would rather the players that want to be here are here, and the players that don't want to be here are shifted on. And this is where our model works really, really well, is because of the low wage caps and the low transfer fees for a lot of these younger players, you are able to shift them on. Other clubs don't have to worry about paying them 200-300 grand a week like we've got with Ben Chilwell and Raheem Sterling. because we can't move them on as it stands. And then you're probably able to offer the player a pay rise as well, especially if they've performed to a decent level. So, yeah, it's working really well, guys. But, yeah, thumbs up from me in terms of both moves. I like Xavi Simons. I think that's a deal that would look really good for us. But that would certainly mean we don't get Eze or Morgan Rogers. So let me know, out of the three of them, how would you feel? And then Renato Veiga as well. Looks like he could be on his way to Madrid. But let me know what you think in the comments. I will try and keep you posted as much as possible. And subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV for all the latest news regarding the transfer window.